You said you had multiple anyway.
Nobody ever comes prepared for this
But
shit.
you had.
So
Listen, there was a time I was coming prepared.
I'm just gonna put it out there like that. Like nobody ever fucking comes prepared. It's cool.
I was coming prepared for a little bit. I would come with topics and whatnot, and then just it.
Nothing interesting happens in my life.
Yeah. So when I was driving home the other day, right, there was a Jaguar crashed into the railing.
Oh my god!
On I-4.
Yeah.
And the fucking license plate said WWJD. It's like Jesus would not fucking speed on I-4 during.
He definitely wouldn't have crashed a Jaguar, and if he would, I feel sorry for everyone that lets Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like he probably did that. He's like, what would Jesus do? Take the wheel, damn it.
Wheel. Jesus was like, nope.
Jesus took the wheel, and then guess what? Or maybe Jesus had a little too much Jesus juice.
Oh, right.
Or is that holy water? Like I'm not too sure. I don't go to.
Does he call it Jesus juice or does he just call it juice?
Like I don't know. Like that's a great question. Like I got to figure that one out. I mean, I guess him and Michael Jackson partying way too much, these days.
Oh man.
Wait, did Michael Jackson go to heaven or not?
I mean, that's not for me.
That depends. That depends on if you believe the allegations.
Do you believe the allegations?
I find there's a lot of suspect behavior, but I don't know if it went down the way everyone's saying it went down.
With that too, and somebody else reminded me that we haven't mentioned R. Kelly in like 3 episodes. So
that's impossible.
Hey,
that's impossible. We always talk about R. Kelly.
We talked about R. Kelly last week.
Did we?
Yeah, you talked about
separating art from the artist.
Yeah.
Talked about
separating art from the artist. Yes.
Yeah, you talked about.
And with that, I want to start a new hashtag called "Bring Back Chris Brown" because I can't die until I see Chris Brown in concert.
Oh,
and they're not doing any concerts, so it's really like fucking up my mojo. So with that, I want to go ahead and just jump into introducing the Two Dab Crew podcast, episode 10, coming live from Bar Louie in Orlando, Florida, on International Drive, across from the Orlando Eye.
I can't really let us do this.
It's your boy Powder here, a.k.a. half man, half amazing, a.k.a. the reason why your girl coming home late, a.k.a. why your baby came out with a little light complexion.
Oh, my God.
I'm here with my dudes, Andre, Ghost, Ergoff's back. Last week we missed you. You was in the hospital.
Yeah, man.
Roided out.
Roided out. It was some complications and everything, but we got it under control. I'm good to go.
Did you get your roids fixed, or did you stop doing the roids, or are you still doing the roids?
Well, you can't just stop cold turkey. You have to wean off.
Because you look a little thin. Like people tell me I'm looking a little thin because it's keto, but you look a little thin. It's like you stop juicing.
Now, you have to wean off of them. You can't just quit cold turkey or feel like people beat you with kendo sticks.
That's how I felt this morning. Like it's that ketosis. That shit fucks you up. Like everybody's looking at me and they're like, "Yo, you losing mad weight. You look so skinny." But I still got my gut, and I'm like, "Fuck, man. Like, where am I losing the weight now?"
In the face. It's all in the face.
Well, you can't tell too much because of the beard.
That's why I shaved.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you look so fucked up. Yeah. My man looked like a mixture between Questlove and Childish Gambino over here.
Yes.
with eyebrows like Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street.
Listen, you leave my eyebrows alone. I can't mess with them or I'll end up like...
His shit's is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So today's a special episode because we're coming live from Bar Louie. And what makes Bar Louie so like nostalgic to this podcast is because... it was at a Bar Louie, not this particular one. The one that we went to closed down. But this Bar Louie is where me and Andre used to sit at the bar, and we used to like play with the idea. Like, yeah, we're funny. We could have a podcast.
Okay.
Like, we could do this. And then it was like, oh, we should stream. And it's like, no, but what about the podcast? Like, I love to talk shit. Like, I talk shit all day, every day.
Yep.
And we used to just sit at the bar and play with the idea.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, now it's like coming together.
Right.
So...
It came because like we would sit here and have stupid conversations, and like other people around us would get pulled into our conversations.
Mm-hmm. So if you hear that sound background, the cups clanging, the waitress coming around or whatever, that's because we're live on scene. The beauty of our podcast is it's completely portable, and we could literally, like, you hear that shaking right now? That's a lady making a drink.
Yeah.
But our podcast can go anywhere. Like, we could film it or record it in a bathroom. We could record it at a house. We could record it in a car.
Why would we record it in a bathroom?
I'm
Ever
just
do it
saying,
in a
we could do it wherever. All right?
That's what she
Like,
said.
like we won 12. We could do it anywhere.
This way.
All right? Oh, jeez. All right, so we got a couple topics today coming from the listeners. And before we get into that, I got to put out shout-outs to our 4 Patreon subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, only 4. A lot of people are like, yo, I'm going to sign up, but they never sign up. Like, not even DJ Will. Like, last night I took DJ Will and my aunt out to dinner. And we're sitting there, and she's like, it's only $5. And he's like, oh, I'm like, he don't even listen to the podcast. And he's like, how you know I don't listen to the podcast? I'm like, because I see the locations of the streams, and they no streams from Daytona Beach. My man, so don't try to fuck with me, all right? I said, he's a fool. But anyway, our 4 Patreon subscribers, we thank you. It's $5. I know it don't seem like a lot, but your contribution is greatly appreciated by the crew, I would assume.
Yep.
Even though nobody's getting paid yet, but it's all good.
It's coming.
So, and if you haven't, all the websites and everything have been updated. 2dabcrew.com. The link's in the link for the podcast, and on the website and all that, the link tree. If you subscribe to Patreon, you can go in there and request the RSS feed, and you can put it into one of your podcast players.
Yeah.
It doesn't work with Spotify, and I know we get a lot of Spotify and Pandora listeners, but if you use Apple Podcasts or anything like Podbean or Overcast or anything like that, you can actually manually input a RSS feed. So all our bonus content goes directly to your podcast platform, so you don't have to log into Patreon anymore. Like, you pay $5 and it'll automatically get fed to you as we release it. So almost every podcast we've done so far, we've had bonus content. We got about an hour and a half. So it's about an extra podcast you're getting a month just on bonus content. And that's just the start of it. Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there. I had to put my little advertisement. So we got a couple topics today. The first topic I wrote this shit down.
Oh, you got notes?
I do have notes, and I'm drinking my Grey Goose and sugar-free Red Bull here because I'm trying to lose weight. All right, so the first thing I want to come up with, right, is that, Ghost, you more new to this. What the hell y'all staring?
No.
This guy got the evil stare. This is probably...
Yeah, she's mad.
All right. So anyway, being a podcaster, right? Like we've been doing this for a while. Ghost, you new to it. But what are some of the difficulties you take from being a podcaster, and like what do you think some of the drawbacks are, like especially when it comes to your rights?
So like the biggest issue for me is like there's a level of like professionalism, because like my name's out there. I got a lot of clients that I interact with, so then like that can sometimes be kind of sketchy. It's just like, I like tomorrow I may talk with a client, and if they go look me up, they might find my podcast and be all like, oh, this is who I'm working with.
Oh, you can't seem to not call chicks bitches. Like you miss the bitches.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Listen, I tried this week. I failed a lot, but I tried this week. So.
Yeah. So to me, like one of the biggest drawbacks is, again, the freedom of speech with the new generation. It's like 10 years ago, like, I don't want to say people were as sensitive as they are now, but like today is super sensitive. And I bring up this topic because the other day I was reading this article about one of the Miami Heat players.
Yeah.
Right? He was streaming Call of Duty or something like that, and he said, effing, a fucking, and I'm not going to say the word because then people will twist it for me. But it was I guess it was an anti-Semitic word. Started with a K.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He said it on a stream. So they caught hold of the stream, and then basically he was roasted. And he lost all his endorsements. He was suspended from league play. I mean, granted, he was already done for the year. But he had a lot of like he was a basketball player, but he also streamed video games.
Right.
So, he's playing a game, he says a word, and all of a sudden people roast him to that. Like, he could have been calling the NPC on the game that name, but it didn't matter. Like nobody took into account that. He said the word, it was anti-Semitic, and basically you lose everything.
Yep.
So, like, do you have that fear as a podcaster that, like, one day somebody's going to, like, catch hold of certain things we say or take it out of context into a new direction?
Not really. Because, like, I feel like we're in an entertainment podcast, and I feel like yes, some of our opinions, but we play it up to another level of, like, ridiculousness. But then that's the level of comedy that people don't really.
But where does
accept
where
anymore.
does it, like, also pertain into your freedom of speech? Like, granted, you don't want to say anything hateful, but it's like, if we're here and this podcast is considered a comedy podcast, like, yeah, we address some real topics. But we're here to have fun, and we're here to make jokes and make people laugh, and it's entertainment.
Right.
Like, do you roast a comedian when he's on stage for certain things he says? I mean, they did to Kramer.
Well, Kramer was a little
Michael
different.
Richards went off the rails with his shit.
Yeah. But
so what do you think?
I mean, it's kind of like a touchy subject because the story that you brought up first was that player has a backstory. When the whole bubble happened last year, when the NBA came back, he was one of the only players that stood up. Why almost the whole entire league need to show that we're together, unity. He was one of the only ones that stood up. Now, he did have a meaning behind it because his brother was in the Army, the whole 9 yards. But he already had that baggage. I don't think it would have went that far to where he got suspended for a week, lost $50,000 for something. Because to be honest, that's his private time. I mean, for somebody to come up in there and say, hey, he said something wrong, I think it's kind of like, it rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, I could see the whole, like, the word he used was just, like,
But do you think he knew the meaning to the word?
No, he said he didn't. He said he didn't know what the meaning of the word was. But then
That was my first time hearing
Why
that
would
word.
you use
Really?
words you don't know what the meaning is?
I've never heard that word before. When you
Really?
told me, I've never heard that word before.
oh shit.
Yeah, so, like, I've heard it before, but I didn't know it was like that. And the thing was that it's like if you were to say effing N-word,
Yeah.
what would have been as bad as saying effing K-word?
So,
Like, I know, like, they roasted Nick Cannon because
Yeah.
Nick Cannon made an anti-Semitic, they canceled Wild 'N Out, they did all this stuff, and it's like, I don't speak any, like, do I need to put a disclaimer in front of the words I say before I say it? Like, hey, by the way, like, this is just my opinion. Like, I don't have any
no,
fact
it
behind
doesn't.
this.
That
Or it doesn't
even
matter, you know
it
what I
doesn't
mean?
matter.
I've given this a lot of thought, and obviously I run a business, so I have to present myself a certain way as well. I don't want to necessarily be something that I'm not, but I want to be genuine to myself. So I gave it a lot of thought, and I was like, I got to be me. If you want to cancel me at some point, then so be it. But I think that people eventually will take in your full body of work, because there's some people that are kind of bulletproof. If you really think about it, there's some, like, Dave Chappelle's still ticking because they know where his heart is. Even though he says things.
That's not true, because he's been beefing with
but-
the trans community for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Okay, but again,
he's
like,
still not canceled.
but Dave Chappelle can go out and make, like, 50, 100 white people jokes or black people jokes,
Yeah.
and it's completely okay.
Yeah.
Right, but then again, of course, he has his problems with whatever communities that have issues with him and stuff like that. But when does it you take the job and separate it from the actual belief? You know what I'm saying? Like this to us is a hobby / job. So here I'm making a joke.
Yeah.
I really want to actually say things to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'll come on here and I'll say something random, literally, like, to make people laugh.
Right.
But then it's like, if somebody were to take that and twist it, it's like you're taking what I say and you're taking a whole nother direction. So, like, I think, like, to us, it's where do people hold it? Because also I saw on Snapchat that the Generation Z is trying to cancel Eminem
Yeah.
for old bodies of work that he
Yeah.
did years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this guy, this and that, whatever. And it's like, why can't you just leave it let it be. If you don't want to listen to Eminem, don't listen to Eminem. It's not
Right.
like you're forced to listen to Eminem.
Right.
Just like you're not forced to listen to this podcast, you're not forced to listen to a comedian, you know. And if we're not out there publicly broadcasting the stuff, then it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Like if I went and had like a concert and I went to everybody, I was like, you know what, we should all do this. You know, like maybe that's a little different. But Trump did it.
Yeah.
And nobody roasted him.
Yeah.
Right? He went out there and said, all y'all should storm the Capitol and do all this. And people did it.
Yeah.
You know? But where does he get the, you know, let's cancel him, let's lose endorsements? No, right?
Listen, they were trying to cancel him for 4 years, for 5
Certain
plus years,
people,
actually.
though,
Yeah.
come on. Just judging by the amount of storming that the Capitol saw,
Yeah.
you know it's plenty of people in a room that feel that type of way.
Well-
It's like what they say, like when you're in a room full of people, it's a couple of them in there that are racist, but
Yeah.
you just don't know who
You
it
just
is.
don't know who it is.
Right.
Yeah,
In a closet.
Yeah.
So
this is true.
But like, think about it this way, right? Like, did you see the whole thing with Burger King? The tweet they put out.
no.
The women
Uh,
belong in the kitchen.
yeah. So Burger King UK, they started a foundation for their female employees to put them through like culinary school to become like top chefs and stuff. So to bring attention to it, they tweeted just this: "Women belong in the kitchen."
Yeah.
And
let me
then
guess.
commented, like,
It
you
blew
know,
up.
80% of chefs are male,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they were
I was
like,
about to
"Yo,
say.
we started a foundation." Like, they put in the information, but they did that knowing it was going to get a reaction out of people. And I'm like, that's not a bad idea, right? That's pretty smart.
Yeah, but
except for the fact that
You got
there
fun.
are some people who were like, "Yeah, women belong in the kitchen," and that was the problem with that.
but that now I'm confused at that whole subject, right?
Yeah.
Because like to me, like growing up, just growing up in theory, right?
Yeah.
Now again, like let me asterisk
quote,
this
yeah,
before
air quotes.
I start putting my quote.
Yeah.
But it was always like the woman was in the kitchen, the man brought home the bacon,
Yep.
and he did the work, right?
Yeah.
Right. And again, that's how we were brought up.
Yep.
Like I wasn't brought up to cook and clean. Like I was brought up to fix shit, to do the heavy lifting, you know, put this together, put that together. IKEA furniture comes around. Obviously, a man is the only one that can figure out the pictures on the book, either because we're that smart or that dumb that we stick with picture books. But that's what we were given.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I never learned to cook. And I'm not saying it's a woman's place in the kitchen, but it was always in my theory that a woman would cook. You know, so like as growing up now, I'm looking for a woman that could cook.
Yeah.
So,
But so many women can't cook these days because they weren't brought up to cook either.
Yes.
so my mom, she did an excellent job with me and my brother. She made sure we know how to do both. She was like, you don't need to, I don't want you depending on anybody for anything. You should know how to fix things, and you should also know how to cook and clean
Well,
and this, that, and the third. So we became good cooks.
yeah, but that was DJ Will last night. He's like, I cook turkey and I cook this. I'm like, man, you cook ramen noodles. He was like, no, I actually cook. I'm like, who the fuck taught you how to cook? Because we was raised by the same lady. You know, like, are you Googling shit? So you telling me because you Generation Z, you know how to cook? Like I'm telling you, us millennials, like we were the high end of millennials, but
Yeah.
but something happened where we didn't transition accurately.
Uh-uh.
So
Uh-uh.
I'm gonna put that out there like that. Like again, I don't know whose place it is in the kitchen. If you could whip down, you could whip down. I didn't know 80% of like popular chefs were men, but it makes sense because you see shows like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
You know, when he does like Kitchen Nightmares or shit like that,
Yeah.
or the other show with the other British guy. I don't know his
Oh,
name.
Anthony Bourdain.
Maybe he's got like
he's
big
dead.
muscly arms.
Oh no.
And he goes into these little things and he tries to whip up these kitchens. My favorite show of all time is Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to those reality
Yeah.
shows. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
He goes
Yeah.
into like a cocktail lounge or a bar.
Yeah.
He whips that shit up, and you learn so much about bar science. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that would be my job. Like if I don't make it as a podcast person, I'm gonna make it as a guy fucking whipping up bars.
Okay.
Like if you need to get your bar right, let me know. Because we come in live from Bar Louie in Orlando, Florida on International Drive, right? And the food here is actually decent.
Yeah.
So like if you haven't been here, like you should come here because we used to come here all the time.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag we just shouting out. We show love today because it's episode 10.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good.
So now we got the therapy topic of the day, right? And this one gonna come out to Dr. G, and you gotta let us know.
What's up, Dr. G? What's going on?
Is blood thicker than water? That's and again, all these topics I'm bringing to you today are coming from listeners.
Okay.
So a listener hit me up. It was like, yo, y'all should talk about is blood thicker than water? Like, when do you hold family down versus a friend and blah, blah, blah. You know. So what do you think, Dr. G? Blood, water, thicker, not thicker, what it is?
It all depends on the situation. Because I'm the oldest of 6. I can honestly say right now, if I was in a bind and I was in a situation, I would go to my best friend before I go to any family member. Because he's held me down pretty much ever since over 20 years now. He's been holding me down, so I would always go to him for guidance if I needed help with something. I mean, at the same time, it is my family, it is blood, but I feel like he will always have my back over.
So you feel like family's close, but the closest person in your life is a best friend.
He's my best friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm the same. Like, I feel like found family is often like, because like you don't choose family, right?
No.
Under normal circumstances,
Yeah.
you're just born into your family, and I feel like found family has closer ties because those are people you're actively choosing to maintain and keep in your life. So like, I'm a big found family person.
Okay.
I was thinking the exact same thing. You know, they say friends is the family you choose. Having said that, probably the person that I know that I can count on through anything is family. It's my mom. Like, I know that no matter what, I can count on her. And we have a very special and close relationship. However, on the grand scheme of it, when you're looking at all the other things, even though our family is close-knit, very close-knit, and that's a rare thing, but I've noticed that it's rare. But I'm also very close with my friends, and I consider them family. And I would take bullets, literally, for you guys. So, like, it's blood is just a thing. Because I have family that I'm not close
I tell you what,
with.
I ain't taking no bullets for not one of y'all.
You wouldn't take a bullet for me.
If y'all need a motherfucker to take bullets for you, you better go find 50 Cent. Because he took 9 and he stood. I'm not taking no bullets.
I'm a G, so that's why I do.
I don't give a fuck. Like, if y'all taking bullets, it's for a reason. All right? And whatever reason it is, I'm sure I was there to tell you motherfuckers, no, whoa, wait, don't do it. I don't think that's the right thing to do. Like, I don't think you should fucking do it.
Wait, you smell that? You smell like bitch in here.
Listen, you could call me what you want, but I'm gonna tell you that. I mean, like, on this category of shit, like, I would say, like, I don't have that same philosophy of blood and water, or blood's thicker than water, because the thing was like, I grew up with no family really. Like, my parents left me as a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or my mama left me as a kid. My father was a drug addict. You know, it bounced the way it bounced. You know, and that's what it was. Like, the only way I have the whole theory of family is because of my aunt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my aunt took me in. My aunt made sure that she could do the best she could do, but she instilled that sense of family in me. But it had nothing to do with blood.
Yeah.
It was always about who's close to you and that. And I mean, like, and for instance, like on Thanksgiving, you know, like, she never wants you to be alone. So she's always like, yo, what's up with Andre? What's he doing? You know, invite him over for Thanksgiving or Christmas. And I'm like, you don't want to come over for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's good, you know, but she's like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're part of the family, like, it doesn't have to be blood. Like
Yeah.
you're part of the family, you're part of the family.
Right.
So like I've always instilled that. And to me, like the biggest thing, like when I'm looking at you, it's not blood or water, it's loyalty and respect.
Yes.
You know, like if everybody gonna have disagreements and shit like that, and it's cool. But where's your loyalty and your respect lie? Like, you know, like me and Andre, we've been together for, 16 years. You know,
More
and
than that.
it's
It's almost 20. Almost.
oh shit.
it's
No,
tw-
you're right. Almost
2002.
20 years.
Yeah.
2001, 2021, 20 years this year.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You know, we talking big numbers here. I be forgetting, like it's just he's a staple in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like the two common factors I would have in my life is my aunt and Andre. You know, so that's where I would be at that. So it's like, where would I go for advice? It's only the person I would talk to the most about shit going on in my life would be, again, my aunt and Andre.
Yeah.
My aunt, she's my rock. I always got to, I wish one day I could be as strong as her. You know what I'm saying? Like she goes through a lot. She going through cancer and shit right now. And just a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But she's still like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a grown ass man, but she make me lunch every day. She put it in she put it in a lunchbox. I go to work with a Dragon Ball Z lunchbox because my aunt makes me lunch every day, right? She's like, hey, I got dinner made for you, right? And you talk about a lady going through the shit that she go through, and she's still taking care of me. I'm a grown fucking man, and she taking care of me, and I could just look at her and just be like, I wish I could be as strong as you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, it's a lot of respect there. And then I got my best friend who like we said in previous podcasts, I ain't never had an argument with him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we've got drunk sometimes and we cried and like hugged each other and been like, man, like I love you, man. Like I love you too.
So what's the craziest thing you guys ever did with each other?
Who?
Me and my best friend, we watched Brokeback Mountain together with our significant others in the room. And we were low down, we were crying the whole time. We're like, wow, this is no?
No.
Whoa, okay.
No.
My bad.
We don't swerve.
Great movie.
We don't swerve like that.
Yeah,
Like,
we're not over here watching rom-coms in our jammies.
We straight. You know what I'm saying? That's my homie, but there's a certain line where it's just like, hey, you gonna do that? All right, that's cool. Like I'm gonna be all the way over here, not doing that shit. That's cool. But that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like if I ever get into a real pickle, like I know I could tell him some shit, and he gonna listen to me, and he gonna literally tell me, like, you being too much, or hey, nah, you right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like at least I know from those two perspectives. Like, they going to tell me the truth. They're not going to tell me what I want to hear. They're not going to sit there. And they know me.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the situation is that they know me.
Okay.
Right? Like, Andre knows straight up. But I tell you, hey, you know how you do. Like, you a little toxic in this environment. So, like, we expect this to happen. And it's like, all right, well, no. It ain't going to happen like that. Then it happened like that. It's like,
I told
all right.
you.
You know what I'm saying? Like who know you better than... Because... Oh, look, the food's showing up. Yeah. So,
Thank you.
but do you expect loyalty out of your family? Or is it like, because some people be like, yo, we family, like, you supposed to be down. Like, is that the truth, though?
No.
Because I agree with Andre. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That you don't pick family.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just because you family don't mean you know what's right.
I only expect loyalty out of family I've bonded with. Now, I've bonded with quite a few. Like, I'm close with a lot of my cousins. All my first cousins. We're just close-knit. Obviously, my brother.
You had a brother? I didn't know you had a brother.
Yeah, I got an older brother.
Oh, shit.
He's a lawyer in D.C.
Does he listen to the podcast?
No.
Oh, shit.
He probably...
Damn.
He probably...
Come sue us because of the shit we say?
No. He's...
Is he trying to make a name for himself like Dan Newland for the people? Or is it Morgan for the people?
For the people.
No, he's not that kind of lawyer. He's
Offices
a patent
Orlando.
lawyer for the government.
Okay. Oh, he works for the feds.
Yes.
Oh, shit. And we here talking about this drug shit, and you over here, you snitching.
No, I'm not.
Let me see your badge. Are you a cop?
Could be.
Oh, shit. Hey, y'all put the cocaine away, all right? We gotta get back to this podcast.
Okay.
No, but like I was saying, like obviously, one of my best friends is family, and we've literally been together since we were kids, and
Were you guys always like that, or over time as you guys got older, the bond just got stronger?
yeah, no, it was. I think we really wasn't even on each other's radar until about middle school.
Yeah.
And then from there, we got to talking. We realized that we were related. We started out just, we liked each other, you
Yeah.
know, and then
Liked each other, like how?
Hey, I was thinking the same thing, but I put it to the side.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
My eyes got
you
big.
know how that goes. Come on, guys. Listen. Anyway, but I said all that to say, like, from that point on, it's he's been a constant friend.
Yeah.
And we have, been roommates and off and on and roommates and not roommates. But the one thing is, like I said, is I can count on him. And
Yep.
then outside of that, like we actually grew our group of friends together. So it's funny because all of us have the same friends in common. Like y'all are friends with him too. And so we all just kind of
Yeah, but is that because like everybody likes y'all together, or because they know y'all package deal? Because like when I first
But
met
we're
the
not.
two of y'all, like I know like you was like you didn't like me at first because of like I'm so suave and sexy and shit.
When I first met you, you were drunk and a little belligerent.
Yeah, but I'm so sexy and suave. Like you was like, oh, he gonna get all the bitches. Like I don't like that guy. Like I get it.
But we're really not a package deal, so to speak, because we started hanging out independently.
I know, but
I was
like
living
when I
here
was
by
introduced to y'all, it was like the two of y'all. Like hey,
course.
these are these
myself. We're
two
a
guys.
dynamic duo.
Yeah. Like y'all was like wait, which one of y'all was Batman and which one of y'all was Robin? Or do you
Listen,
want to answer that with him in the room?
It's Superman and Jimmy.
Oh, super.
Oh, shit.
Dang.
So one of y'all got superpower. Wait, which one of y'all is Jimmy?
I'll be Jimmy.
Oh shit.
Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy
Oh,
Olsen got his own comic at one point.
Yeah.
Well, who took the pictures for the Daily Planet?
Who took the pictures for the day?
Yeah.
Oh, probably Jimmy.
All right, so side topic on that real quick, right? Because I got a lot of dudes at work, and they starting like they heard my opinions on Batman, right?
Uh-oh.
I think Batman is a rapist.
Yeah, you got some strong opinions on him.
All right, so think about this. Like, would Superman have been stronger if he lived in Florida? Because that Florida sun is killer, right? And Superman get his powers from the Earth's sun, right?
Yes.
Okay, so with the sun being that much stronger, Metropolis was where in
San Francisco?
That's where it was.
No,
San
I
Fran-
thought
I thought
it
it was New York.
Middle America.
No, it's not.
No.
Metro-
San Francisco.
Metropolis was supposed to, because Gotham City was supposed to mimic New York City.
New York. Yeah.
Right.
So Metropolis was San
I
Francisco.
thought it
I'm
was
pretty
either
sure it was San
Detroit or
Francisco.
Chicago.
We got to fact check
Because
that.
it was coastal. It's a coastal city.
All right, so we gonna fact check that. But would the sun be stronger in Florida?
I
Yes.
mean,
Yes,
And if he got his power from the sun and there was more sun, I mean, everybody. If you walk down the street in Florida and you don't see a tan chick, like there's something wrong.
I'm from Mississippi. I think we get the sun about as strong, if not stronger. It's ridiculous.
Well, Clark Kent grew up in Kansas,
right.
so
If he grew up in Mississippi, he would be.
he was farm fed. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
it was farm food.
Up the food showing up.
Yes, it is. But no, there are some really hot days. Here in Florida.
So when it and I know we just dropped the whole subject of family.
We really did.
Yeah.
Going back.
I mean, that's what happens when you have alcohol and food involved. Like you just be bouncing from one thing to another.
Right.
So my whole thing about family is that, like, to me, family is what you make it. I don't think technically I'm a quote unquote blood make you family. You know what I'm saying? Because I got family that I don't even speak to. Like blood family that I don't speak to. you know, it was crazy because like when my father was dying, they showed up, right? My father, like the story of my father, I'll give you a brief synopsis, right? My father had issues, like to begin with. You know, he grew up. He was the youngest boy in the family. You know, he had 3 older brothers and a younger sister. My aunt is the younger sister. So my father, you know, I don't know a shit ton a lot about my father because of what, you know, the things he go through. So my father, you know, obviously, you know, he went to jail for a while. He does this and that. He was the black sheep of the family, I would consider, because he was the only one that went to jail for hard time. He went to federal prison, you know, dealing drugs and shit like that. So my father, I would say, had demons, right? But my father could not shake them demons. As much as he tried, he could not do it. So when he was dying in hospice, like everybody showed up to show their condolences. You know, he's dying. But it was like, where the fuck were all y'all to help him? You know, like it's the same thing with my aunt, right? Like my aunt is with me. You know, she took care of me. I take care of her. That's to me something she embedded in me. You know, family. Take care of family, regardless. You know, my aunt needed anything in life, I'd be there. You know, but it's like I got family that's doing way better than me. Where are they? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I got uncles that's got millions of dollars. They got multiple properties. They got this. They got that. They got money to send 15 grandchildren and all this to, you know, private colleges to pay for their trust funds and all this other shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they made the right choices in life. But it's like when you see what your family is going through, they do nothing about it.
Right. And I think everybody has a similar story.
You know, so it's like it irks me a little bit because it's like, you know, obviously, you know, like not everybody goes through the same struggle. Some people are blessed to be successful in life. Some people struggle to maintain. You know, and I'll say it like that. So, like, my aunt did always, I want to say, what's right. You know, she didn't have to take me in. She took me in. You know, she was raising 3 kids basically by herself. You know, it's hard to keep food on the table trying to raise 3 kids by yourself. Okay. I was not a good kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I can admit to that. Like, going through my own, like, emotional shit, I was not a good kid. So, you know, having to try and deal with that and to raise kids that are completely different. I mean, me and my cousin, my youngest cousin, DJ Will, he's, I want to say, like, almost 12 years different. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you got a baby, a 14-year-old, another teenager, all in the same house. You're trying to put food on the table, keep a job during the recession. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a lot. And then to watch the other family succeed, and then to say that, you know, like, I don't feel like they do enough.
Right.
So that's what gets me. So, like, what irked me the most was my father was dying. Right? Everybody told me my father had cancer. You know, it was terminal. My aunt told me it was terminal. So I decided, all right, I'm going to go show up. I show up, me and my father exchange some words, you know, and I was heartless in an aspect because, you know, my father used to show up. He used to say, hey, you know, I want to be a part of your life, blah, 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 and disappear. It was drugs. Obviously, he had a disease. Addiction is a disease, which I learned. You know, believe it or not, I learned addiction was a disease from a manager that I used to work with, because he used to take the time to, like, talk to me. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How are your 3 cats? You know, because I had 3 cats at the time in Miami. You know what I mean? Like, he actually wanted to get to know you. he loved UFC fighting, like. You know, it's certain people in life, regardless of family, that affect you in certain ways. But he used to tell me, he was like, yo, you know, addiction is a disease. You know, and I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, like, it's not, it's kind of like hereditary, but it's not.
Yeah.
So he was like, you need to be careful because if your parents were addicts, you'll be an addict in some way. Which at the time I didn't think. I was like, no, I'm not an addict. I don't do drugs. But it's not about being an addict about drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love to shop. I love to do certain things. Like, I got to have it now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got addict tendencies. So where was I going with this?
Oh,
It was
you're
a
on-
therapy session. You were,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
go ahead.
I'm on my little rant.
yeah.
So anyway, so my father, you know, like passed away, or he was passing away. I went to see him in the hospital, you know, and then he went in the hospice a day later. I went to go see him in the hospital. Finally, he went in the hospice a day later, and then all of a sudden, everybody wants to show up and be like, "Oh, my condolences." It's like, where the fuck were you for him when he was struggling?
Yeah.
You know, I was like, where the fuck were you for my aunt when she was struggling? You know what I'm saying? I turned my back on my father because of reasons that I'll never be able to live down. But it's like, these are your family, blood related. You know what I mean? Say they're closer blood related than I am to them because I'm generations down. So it's like, if you can't take care of your family, like to me, you ain't shit. I'm sorry to say it that way, but
Yeah.
but that let me know that it ain't got shit to do with blood. Like, it's about who you decide to let inside your circle.
Right.
So, like, if you're in my circle, you're good. Right? If I feel like you respect me, you got loyalty to me, like, me and you, we gonna vibe. But if I feel like you got some side shit going on, then, like, you won't be in my circle. Like we just gonna be friends. You know, but, like, when I use the term family, if I call you family, like, you guys are like family to me, like that's a whole different terminology.
Yeah.
Like, I do a lot of things for y'all, but I ain't taking a bullet. I'm sorry. Fuck that.
Right.
Like, if y'all need a homie to take a bullet, y'all better call up Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo.
Again, that
Fuck that.
that smell coming back up.
What?
It's like bitch in here.
I smell like pussy in here, right? So, speaking of that, so the topic pussy come up, and I was thinking about this on the way here. So when y'all dealing with a female, right? What turns you on and what doesn't turn you on? Like, how she describes her lady part.
Wow.
I never really thought about that.
So to me, like, it's certain words, how you describe your lady part, that are just, like, unflattering to me.
Like what? Moist?
No. I don't mean like I'm not talking about verbs. I'm talking about nouns.
Oh.
Like
That
you
could be a
know
noun.
we had a conversation last week about, like, who calls it, like you call your dick, like, you call it a cock, do you call it a dick, do you call it a penis?
Yep.
Like, what do you call your personal man part?
I call
But
it
when
my,
the chick when
my
the chicks
bing
when
bing.
the chick's like, yo, like, I got some of this wet vagina for you. You want to come get some?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get what I'm saying? Like,
I don't like the scientific nomenclature.
but that's what I'm asking. So what are acceptable, and, like, because we have some female listeners, right?
Yep.
And they may want to know how to, you know, the last topic was, how do I find a man, right?
Yep.
So maybe the topic now is, like, how do I keep a man, or how do I get a man interested? Because you use a certain words to me to describe your lady part, kind of turn me off, and some words kind of turn me on. Like,
What words turn you on?
Yeah.
that's hard because, like to me, when you say vagina, it's too scientific.
Exactly. Yeah,
Right?
It's
When you say-
formal.
When you say pussy, like, it's too
Aggressive.
Vulgar.
aggressive
Yeah,
and
it's
vulgar.
aggressive.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you want, like dudes call it a pussy, like, but for a female to call it a pussy, like, you want some of this pussy, like I don't know what the right word is to use. Like, so what are some of the weirdest words y'all heard a woman called their vagina?
Whoa. Please.
Hey, listen, we gotta get on topic here. This is
Yeah.
episode 10, homie. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a bar full of people listening. We gotta tell people the truth.
Weirdest thing.
I think the most honestly the most disgusting one to me, and I cringe every time I hear it, is snatch. I hate that word so much.
Like I don't even know where that word came from.
Right.
Snatch. Like you want some of this snatch?
Because I mean, I think maybe because if it's tight, then it's gonna snatch your soul. You know.
You ever had a vagina snatch your soul? You ever dive into some shit and it was like so great, like you all of a sudden you want to like change the way you looked?
Yeah,
You
Wow.
want to change the
I
way
had
you-
some life changing.
You had some life changing snatch in your life. Come on, doctor, let us know. Are we like vulgar men here? Or are we being legit?
It's kind of crazy because it's rare that you deal with women that even gives it names. I mean, the most common one is cat. Come get this cat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the craziest one I ever heard. Come get this cat.
Cat?
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't
what,
know.
man,
I
what-
mean,
What?
I've heard some
But how
stuff.
they call it a cat though? Is it because of pussycat? Like,
Yeah. Meow.
because every time I hear like pussycat, like
I've never gotten the connection there. It's
Yeah,
all
but-
I've always
but
thought about that.
That's
I'm
what
like,
I'm saying. Like
I mean, dogs and cats. I mean, we're dogs. They're cats.
yeah, I was
you-
gonna
you
say,
want-
maybe
you wanna
dogs.
make-
That's
you
pretty
wanna-
much- I don't know.
You want to
It
make this
doesn't
kitty
make
cat
sense,
purr?
though.
Like,
Yeah, it
like
doesn't.
if the kitty cat was purring, I would be alarmed. Like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? I couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You would have to get scientific. You'd be like, "Why is your vagina purring?"
like a garbage disposal. Like, you want me?
Oh my God.
Wait, you want me to stick my shit in there and that shit making it sound like a garbage disposal? Like, I'm
I'm
great.
good. I'm good. I'm so good.
What? Yeah, I'm just talking about like the craziest things. You know, like some chicks be like, "Yo, you want some of this cookie? You want some of this
Yeah.
nookie? You want some of this pussy? Like, why they all of that with ookie at the end?"
Specialty.
All right. So last topic for the regular people.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, is have you ever had a crush you couldn't shake, or you've been in the friend zone?
Whoa.
And I say this because we know somebody who been put in the friend zone
And can't get out
and can't get out.
under lock and key.
He's stuck, and you know, like I don't really know the situation, but it's just like my man needs to get out of the twilight zone.
Yeah.
Have you ever been like? Have you ever had a crush you couldn't shake? Let's start with that number one.
Of course. When I was younger, I think we all kind of. When you're younger, I think we
All
all
right,
kind of.
so
experience that.
Come on, I need stories here.
Mm.
I need stories.
I'll go first. I'll put
Okay.
this out here. So, like, going back to like the whole stalking thing from last podcast, like that was probably like the hardest. crush I've
Wait.
ever
The
had.
stalking topic was a Patreon exclusive. So if you don't have
Oh,
Patreon, you don't know
okay.
what we're talking
Well,
about. All right.
Yeah, that was probably like the only crush like I've never been able to never been able to shake. Like, I'm past
So-
it now, but like
so,
at the time, like that was
all
probably
right,
the hardest.
but
crush
so
to
she
shake.
called you now, and she was like, "Yo, Andre,
I'd probably
you probably smash."
Yeah, yeah.
If she was still looking like she looked like,
I'd start a relationship, and you know me, I'm not a relationship type nigga, but I'd start a relationship.
so she hit you up 10 years later and was like,
yeah,
"Andre, I'm feeling you now." You would be like,
Yeah.
"You drop everything for her?"
Yeah, yeah.
All right. If
Was
you
this middle
if
school
it-
or high school?
No, this was
No,
like 5 years ago.
Oh, adult. Oh,
you don't remember when he was we talked about stalking and stuff.
Oh,
You remember
okay.
he had the
Yeah.
the female at work that he went out with, and she
Yeah.
was like, "We just good as friends."
Oh, okay.
So you would drop everything for her.
Yeah.
All right. So say for instance you had a current girlfriend.
I dropped most things.
So say you had a current girlfriend right now, and she hit you up and she was like, "I want to be with you." Would you break up with the current and go back?
Damn. That's tough. Remember, people might listen.
There's a lot of things that would go into that decision.
All right.
But do you feel that
the most of it would be about what my relationship that I'm currently in looks like.
So do you guys have like unfinished business?
No, we've completed all our business.
But something inside you is saying that if you were in a relationship currently and
And
she hit you up and she's like, "Hey, let's try to do it again," you would do it. So that means
Yeah, but like again, that's what I said. It depends on it. Like if I'm currently in a relationship,
Yeah.
it all depends on the status of that current relationship.
Okay.
Like if I'm just around because I'm all like, this is regular on cycle pussy, I'm down.
Okay.
Or if I'm like genuinely invested in this relationship, then it'd be more questionable about what I do.
So there's a term I like to use when I'm dealing with females. Mm-hmm. Is she like your what if? If things would have been.
No, I have a different chick that's a what if.
Oh, okay.
I have a different chick that would have been a what if, but like I couldn't make the sacrifices needed to get that relationship to work. So I'm not a religious bitch, so like, and that wouldn't have worked out. And she's super religious, like.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't.
Do you find yourself like checking up what she's doing in life now?
No.
Because you just want to
I
leave that door closed.
I leave that door closed.
Yeah.
I leave that door closed.
Because you know if you open it a little bit, you're gonna want to know more.
Yeah.
And a little bit more. And a little.
Well, like, listen.
The whole stalker thing's happening.
Yeah, that stalker thing wouldn't happen again.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I just like I try not to think about it. I just move forward.
Okay.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think mine was 6th grade year. There was a girl I had a crush on from 6th grade to 8th grade. And madly in love with her, bro.
You were in love with her, or
Yeah.
you had a crush on her?
No, I felt like love.
All right,
Cause
so what does love feel like over a crush? Like when you
Well,
look,
you feel like you would do anything.
when
for
you
the girl.
look, when you looked at her, did you look at her like, yo, I want to smash that, or hey, I want to go buy her flowers?
I started thinking about, hey, I can have a kid with this person type deal.
Okay,
Or I see marriage and all that stuff.
okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I see marriage. But when she put me in that friend zone, that was it. That was it.
Actually, mine was in the 6th grade.
Yeah,
too. Those are formative years, man. And it continued almost to 9th, 10th grade. Then the funny thing about it is, one of my best friends ended up dating her.
Whoa. All right, let's back up.
Listen.
So you had a chick you had a thing for, and one of your best friends knew you had a thing for the chick, or it was secret?
He asked. We talked. She expressed interest in him.
And did he talk to you about before he
yes,
smashed it?
that's what I'm saying. Oh, we had multiple.
Did he smash it?
And I insisted that I didn't care, but secretly I kind of did. But I insisted that I didn't care, and I told him.
How many people been in that situation where like one of your friends asks you about a chick and you play it down, even though like you know you had a thing?
I've been in a situation like that because I think one of my best friends growing up, he had a thing for this girl. Like they grew up with each other, elementary, all the way up to high school, pretty much. And like we always lived near each other, like 10 minutes apart. But I never met the chick. I never met the chick a day in my life. But all my friends knew her. So one day we just all hanging out, and she's like, "Hey, this is my friend." So I'm thinking, okay. But ever since we were kids, this dude been telling me, "Hey, I've always had a crush on this girl," and the girl's telling us that, "Hey, it's not that kind of party. He can have a crush on me all he want, but it's never gonna happen." Long story short, I ended up having kids with this girl, and me and that friend, our relationship was never the same.
So, are you still friends with homie?
I'm still friends with homie. He was in a hospital years ago, and I never cried for a dude the way I cried when I saw him in the hospital, in the shape that he was in. But our relationship would never be the same because he feels some type of way about how it all went down. Me, I was genuine about it. I was like, hey, before you hear it from somebody else, the chick that you always had a crush on, we kind of like have a thing now. He's like, oh, that's cool, but our relationship was never the same.
Okay.
Well,
Because he feel like he introduced us. That's what I'm thinking.
So
I didn't let that affect me like that.
Yeah.
It forced me to. What happened was, it forced me to deal with the feelings and resolve them. And so I'm actually glad it happened, because at that point, then I was able to let go and pursue other women.
y'all boys got it easy.
We got what?
So y'all got it easy. Like I don't know. Like I'd be fucked up in there.
If a friend started dating.
No, I'm saying like when I was in 7th grade, like I had a crush on 2 girls at the same time.
Yep.
Because in synopsis, I went to an all black. Basically, majority of my school life was in all black schools.
Yep.
So they was like 74% black, 26% or 25% Hispanic, 1% other, and less than 1% white. So I was always the weird white kid, like the one and only. Like I think in high school it was like 3 of us, but in middle school and elementary school it was very little, right? So like it was always hard for me to sit there and shake basic stereotypes, right? Mm-hmm. So like basic stereotypes was, kind of like we talked about this a little bit on a side note, but it's like interracial dating. Like is it like how frowned upon is it and how normalized is it at this point? Like I think today in the age, like interracial dating isn't a big deal. Like you look at interracial dating, nobody gives a fuck. But like back in the day, like in 2002, 2003, like people still looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Like black chicks was attracted to black dudes, white dudes was attracted to white chicks. You know what I'm saying? And then you had the wild card, which was the Latinos or Latinas, depending on who's having the conversation here.
Big booty Latino.
So it was like. So they could go either way. They could go with the Spanish, they could go with the white, they could go with the black, because they was in that mixture.
But do you guys catch yourself sometimes like doing a double take when you do see an interrelation? Not really.
I'm gonna say what I noticed. And I hate to say this, and again I'm gonna air quote this. I'm sorry if anybody feels offended. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Like, I see a lot of single white women with interracial babies. I'm sorry. Like if I gotta put it out there like that, I'm gonna put it out front. Like if you talk about a single mom, it usually be a lot of times it'd be a white chick with a mulatto baby.
Yep.
Whether it's Hispanic or Latino or black, who knows? Mm-hmm. I don't sit there like fucking look at it, but that's what I see. And I'm like, oh, but when I see, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to me, it's people.
Right.
Yeah.
You like, like I know my dude, he got a particular type. Everybody probably got a particular type.
Yep.
And the thing is that the more you just stop giving a fuck, the more people are going to start looking the same. You right? Because 2 black people, what I'm saying, and this is air quotes. 2 black people have a baby, they're going to have a black baby. 2 white people have a baby, they're going to have a white baby.
Yeah.
Right? So you still have black and white. You start mixing black and white, Latino. Now you start having mulatto colored babies. And so next thing you know, everybody's mulatto.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Right? So if everybody was the same, light golden brown like Beyonce, then, we would all be good.
Yeah.
At some point, you wouldn't have to worry about, like,
what just happened? Yeah.
Mixed couple just walked in.
Hey, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. It's 21st century. It ain't the same thing. But anyway, so I digress. AKA the T-shirts are available at 2dabcrew.com. I had a crush on two chicks in school, and like I was jonesing for them so bad that I think I got put in the friend zone with both of them just because we hung out so long and I never made the move quick enough.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah. But it was a lot of self-confidence. Like I had no confidence in myself being a middle schooler.
Yep.
Because I was that kid. So, I think that hurt me a lot. But it also, like, to the point where one of them broke my heart, it helped me in the long run. Like be tougher and not grasp my feelings as much as I should.
Yeah.
So, to me it was a blessing. I was so happy that in the long run I could look back and be like, yo, this chick broke my heart. I'm cool. But at the time, that shit sucked. So
okay. So what is our advice for homie to get out of the friend zone?
So the dude I'm talking about, and maybe I'm not talking about a particular dude, but I think some people get themselves in a position like at the point where it's like hey, I like this person. Let me get close, and then I'll take anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to be close to this person. But then it's like you get popped in the zone, and then it's like you want to get out of the zone.
There's no way of getting out.
But it's like you already stuck.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn. You know, like I love something more. You know, anybody had a female that had a boyfriend and that you was friends with, and you was hoping like one day they would not be with a boyfriend, so then you could like slide in.
No, that's grimy.
I literally don't put myself in that
That's
situation.
grimy, bro.
That happened to me. My first girlfriend was like that. I
Yeah.
mean, like I didn't wish for her to, and I wasn't like approaching her. I was literally like, she was in our group of friends. It was
Yeah.
a bunch of us. We played Dragon Ball Z cards.
Yeah,
And
we talked about it before.
Yeah, and she was like, if dude hit me, he's not nice to me, blah blah blah. I was like, yo, if you was single, I'd date you. You know what I'm saying? Like as just a random like thought. You know what I'm saying? Like you a cool chick. You play cards. You know we're fucking geeks. We don't know any better.
Yep.
So next thing I know, she broke up with dude talking about she was dating me, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And the dude was like, yo, son, I'm gonna whoop your ass because you took my girl. And I'm like, oh, whoa. How did this all go down? You know what I'm saying? But so it was accidental, you know, but it was good. And that's the chick I lost my virginity to.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? Like, that was where Heartless started. But that was the situation I was in. Like, none of y'all fucked the chick that was a friend at first?
Nope.
No.
You never, none of y'all was friends with a chick before you fucked her.
Oh, you actually different now.
That's a different question.
That's a different
All right,
question.
so how many of y'all was friends with a chick before you fucked her?
Yeah.
Hey, okay, so that happens.
It happens.
Oh yeah, it happened.
So don't sit there and judge me just
I
because I've
wasn't
had
judging
like
you anyway.
3 Grey Gooses and sugar-free Red Bulls.
Yeah.
I was just judging if you were lurking. Your
No.
friend was in a relationship. You're over there lurking, waiting for the downfall. Like slithering.
I wasn't lurking. Like I wasn't sitting there like plotting and like setting up time bombs and shit like Minesweeper. Like yo, like here we go. I'm gonna pop this one here. I'm gonna pop that one there. Like eventually somebody gonna like pop off. Like nah, it wasn't me.
So how do you think someone can get out of the friend zone?
You can't.
Like do you think?
Man. Sometimes when you're in that friend zone,
Do you think?
Unless you have a big
I don't
money
think. I don't
come
think there's an out of the friend zone at that point.
unless
you
you,
know
have
what
a
I'm
real
saying?
big
Like-
money come up, you
Yeah,
can get out of that then.
but then again, like if money come up and suddenly somebody jump out of the friend zone, then you should know, what the real business is, right? That's a come up. That's not a out of the friend zone. That's a come up. Like, oh, you got cash, I want to get cash, so I'm gonna jump up at a come up. I think like once you've been put in the friend zone, like you've been basically
getting
put
out.
on ice.
yeah, you're not getting
I
out.
think it- I think
Anybody
it's
been
possible.
in the friend zone and been popped out of the friend zone?
No.
No, right?
Yeah.
Right. How many people are in the friend zone now and regret it?
So how many? What now?
People in the friend zone.
How many
now.
of y'all in the friend zone right now and regret it?
Oh no, I'm too grown for that now.
Yeah, man.
I make my intentions.
So I'm gonna be
known.
like, I ain't never been in the friend zone with somebody like I ain't, But I will say like honestly, like I've lurked a little bit, like I haven't pursued, but I have like looked at a person and been like, yo, if you wasn't in a relationship, like I definitely would, I'm not sitting there trying to break them up. I'm not sitting there, doing this or that. But it's like, hey, like,
So you don't think it's possible to get out the friend zone? What would be the recommended course of action?
is you got to embrace the fact, like, if you've been put in the friend zone and you ain't getting out, like, you just need to embrace the fact.
Embrace the fact that you're just a friend and don't let emotions get
Yeah.
involved anymore.
But I think it's some people that get put in the friend zone
Yeah.
and then they continue to try and get out,
Try to get out of it, man.
and then at some point it looks like
You're desperate.
desperate.
Yeah, you're desperate.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Desperate.
I'm trying to get out. Like, yo, you can't. Like, just embrace the fact. Hey, there ain't no saving you. Chuck this one up to a loss,
Yep.
and then move on. And I think that's what a lot of people regret is that they don't like to chuck shit up to a loss and move on. You know, like that's not a human
That sunk
feature.
cost fallacy.
Well, no, it's not a human feature. Like a lot of humans don't like to admit they was wrong or that they in a losing situation and they don't know how to move on. Like me, like if I know I lost, I lost.
Yeah.
Like I'm like a coach. Like if I know I was gonna lose, I'm not suiting up. Fuck it. I'm sorry. Like if you told me right now, right, if I coached a basketball team and you said y'all team gonna go out there and y'all gonna lose today. I'm not suiting up. My dudes is like not suiting up. Like you sure it's a guarantee? It's a guarantee. 100%. Y'all gonna lose.
Let's get back to this girl. So if you have a girl that she's across the room, and you want to go talk to her because you already know in your mind that no, you ain't gonna get that. You're not gonna try.
Yeah, but you don't know that as a guarantee.
But we know it's not a guarantee. You're taking that shot.
Yeah, but exactly, it's not a guarantee.
But nothing in life is a guarantee.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying.
Death, taxes, and what was the third one?
It's just death and taxes.
If you told me it was a guarantee, like I was gonna lose, I wouldn't even bother playing. If it was a guarantee,
some chicks you can see them across the room. You can be like, "Hey, I don't have no shot," but you still try it.
But is that your mental aspect?
That's my mental aspect because I feel like any woman, you got a shot. Don't sell yourself short.
I think so too, especially because the amount of people who cheat these days.
Exactly.
Like even if she got a ring on her finger, remember like 20 years ago she had a ring on it. Like she won't go cheat with you.
That means stop.
But nowadays it's like there ain't no sacredity of marriage. Like I think marriage is more mental than it is physical. Like you could be mentally, confined to a person, but then physically fuck whoever you want. You know, and there's a difference between physical attraction and mental attraction. I'm not saying I condone that because if I was to put a ring on something, that shit is mine. Like I'm fucking claiming ownership of that shit. Basically that ring is like I'm like Christopher Columbus. Like I don't give a fuck who owns it. I'm fucking claiming this shit in the name of me.
Oh
and the
my
fucking
God.
what they call that? Indigenous Persons Day.
Yeah.
I'm indigenous. Fuck that.
Indigenous.
So whatever. I who cares, man?
Tell him.
I'm not fucking educated here. Like I'm just fucking doing my thing. So
you the dumbest smart person I know.
I'm definitely dumb. I'm definitely dumb. So and all right. So let's end it on this. All right. So what's the rules on an engagement ring? Like we was talking about this at work the other day. And it was funny because now we talk about like crushes and all that, right? Have you ever heard any rules on an engagement ring?
It has
Somebody said 3 months. No, 3 months.
I heard that before.
3 months salary.
So when I was dating a chick back in 2008, remember the actor?
Yeah.
She was like
actress.
No. She said she was the actor. She said there's no difference between actor and actress. Because a person can play both roles.
Okay.
So it was an engagement ring should cost 3 months' salary.
Wow.
So if you make $52,000 a year, right? You make what $1,000 a week.
A week, yeah.
So 3 months' salary would be $12,000.
Yeah.
That's how much an engagement ring should cost you.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I think when I bought mine, it just whatever, like I felt like she would like. I don't care what the price tag was.
But do you think it should matter?
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, and I think if it does, that's a whole different discussion.
I just think it's crazy because like we talked about this. I was like, how come the engagement ring, which is just a promise to marry you, why is that so much more than the actual wedding ring? So the actual wedding ring is just a band,
Yes.
right? But the engagement ring got a big ass diamond on it.
Well, the diamond
like I wish I could marry you. So let me put this big ass diamond on your hand. And granted, we not married, so it could go either way.
Yep.
Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna get her ass a ring pop, and she gonna need to be happy with it.
It's more for like the ladies like to show it off,
Yeah.
and do these types of things. So that's the That's the general idea, but I really think that the diamond industry had a lot to do with placing emphasis.
So
on
you
that.
think engagement rings are similar to like Valentine's Day, like they're industry exclusives?
Yes.
All right, because
It used to be a simple wedding band. Right?
well, that's what I'm saying. Like when you get married, you give each other wedding bands. Like I
Yeah.
got a wedding band on my finger, you got a wedding band on your finger. We're married. Like they're matching wedding bands or whatever it is, and that's your symbol of marriage.
Right.
But it's like when you ask somebody to marry you, you're supposed to give them some like elaborate engagement ring. Like, yo, I spent $12,000 on this fucking ring. Like, would you marry me?
Nah.
And what if they say no?
So you take it back.
That's
Yeah,
why if I ever get to that stage, I've got it planned
What happens
out.
if the jewelry store don't take refunds?
If you bought a ring that don't have a refund, that's your bad.
Bought it at the wrong
Like
spot.
I've never bought a ring for anybody, so I don't know the rules.
I mean, I bought a ring for myself, and I mean, I was like,
Did
hey,
it have-
if I
did it
decide
have-
I don't like it, can I bring it back in 30 days?
and they
They're
let
not
you bring
cheap.
it back.
Yeah, I mean, I decided to keep it because I liked it,
Like,
but I had the
don't,
option.
I don't know. I don't know the rules about that. So like that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
So
Like, I don't know. I would probably ask first.
I mean,
and be all like, "Yo, if I asked you to marry me in like the next 6 months, what would you say?"
but how
she
did-
goes, "Yes," or like, "All
but
right."
how does that work too? So like rings have sizes, and I know this because I was the 2020 fantasy football champion, right? so when I went to order my fantasy football championship ring, it asked you to pick a size. So I order a size 9, it's too big. I mean too small. I order a size 10, it fit, but it wouldn't come off. It scared me. So then I had to order a size 11 before I got it right. So when you buy an engagement ring, do you just buy it in one size and give it to the chick, and then like
you buy it, and then you typically what happens, you buy it,
and then go back and get a
Go
size?
back and get a size.
Okay, but what do you think the average for an engagement rings to cost for a regular dude? Like we're regular people, so
700-800.
$800.
No, way more than that.
Whoa.
It's
I
gonna
spend-
be. I would say for an average regular dude, he's still gonna end up spending about 2,500.
Yeah.
2,500.
Yeah,
I
at
spent
least.
four grand on mine.
$4 grand.
Yeah.
All right, so $4 don't seem bad, but I mean, how much do the wedding bands cost?
Those are simple gold
my-
bands,
mine
right?
was included with the price, so yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends. Some people do platinum. Some people
Yep.
do tungsten carbide. It just depends on what the band is.
So
But you
but
probably
the
gonna spend
engagement
no more
ring
than
still costs more than the
700,
wedding
800.
bands,
Oh
right?
yeah, of course.
Yes.
But how does that work though? Like I don't.
It's because of the
So
diamond.
what happens? Like, all right, so 2 months in, right? You guys, hey, will you marry me? Okay, cool. I agree to marry you. And then 2 months later in, right? Y'all usually plan a wedding like a year out, right?
Yep.
All right, so 2 months in, y'all decide it ain't working. Does she have to give the ring back?
No, because it was a gift.
She don't have to.
Hell yeah,
So
she gotta give it
sometimes
back.
they do
I
because they
just
know
charged
it's
it to the
value.
game.
But she don't have to.
Charge it to the game. I
Charge it to the
like
game.
that.
You can have it.
Oh.
It is what it is. You'll always remember
No,
me.
I want that shit back.
You want it back?
I'm petty. Yeah, I want that shit back.
I'm petty too, but you can have that shit.
But I
I'ma
mean,
go
all
regift
right.
it to
So
someone
so
else.
so if you left the chick, obviously you charge it to the game. But if she left you, are you gonna get petty and be like, so say you tell a chick, hey, will you marry me? She says yeah, and then 2 months into y'all engagement, you find out she fucked your best friend. Like, do you
Oh.
want that ring back?
Hell yeah.
No.
Give me that engagement ring back with a quickness.
Yeah, but you tight with your money. I'm surprised you like charge it to the game.
Charge
Like
to the
you said,
game,
fuck it.
Yeah, I might ask for it back.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if I asked for it back.
I wouldn't ask for it back. Man.
Like I don't know.
I might do it just
Like,
because
I don't-
you
for the
deserve
pettiness
it.
of it.
I
Yeah.
don't see myself spending so much money on an engagement ring to begin with, because it don't make any sense to me. To me, like I would give you the wedding band as the engagement ring. Like yo, you want to get married? Here's the regular ring, and then at the wedding day, let me give you the big diamond because like I know I got your ass at that point.
Yeah, but then she can't take Instagram photos of her
I don't
hand.
give a fuck about no Instagram. Like I'm talking about Insta fam. Wait, no, I don't want no Insta fam either. I ain't trying to have no kids because then that's 18 years of child support.
It's more than that if they go to college.
You got to pay child support for a kid in college?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Who said that?
It's-
Tax guy.
It's the law, bro.
Is that the law?
If they go to college, yeah, look it up. We're gonna do some more homework.
You're only required to pay child support for the first 18 years.
So you didn't see Coming to America when he's like 30 years? I'm telling you. Look, we'll look it up after.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to research
I
that.
gotta take a
Can't
look
believe
at
if
that.
they go to college, you still got to pay.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah. Look. Yeah, you do.
Murder's definitely cheaper.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Murder is way cheaper.
So if you
Murder's cheap.
So if you got a girl knocked up and she was like, bury me or I'm going to hit you with child support, what would you do?
I'm gonna plead the fifth, so not to incriminate myself for anything that happens in the future.
Oh, so
I
if a
went-
chick,
I
if a
went
chick,
low this many years not getting anybody pregnant. So
I would take the marriage
Sure
route.
you can.
I would take the marriage route and then hope that it works itself out. I mean, child support is 18
Child support is
years,
different. Oh,
but I mean,
that thing hit different.
you could work a marriage to where like y'all split on good terms and don't have to fucking pay child support.
That or I'd ruin her life and get her addicted to drugs, so then I could get custody of the kids.
This man.
You are
So hit him with a Kim Kardashian type style. Tell everybody he crazy. He don't know.
this motherfucker over
Just
here.
slip
That's
little
why
amounts of
you
crack into her.
you see how fucked up his hair is? Like that. That's why he come up with this shit. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, my man! Like you sit there, like yo, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna slowly drink. I'm gonna make her drinks every night. We should come home from work with a little bit of Rufalin in it,
man.
and I'm gonna sit there, but just keep. Like letting my friends run a train on her so I could like fucking hit her for adultery or some shit like that. You look like the type.
Listen. I seen child support on a check.
Yeah, man.
65%.
Have you seen child support ruin somebody's life?
Yes.
I seen one
Some
dude.
people rather die than be on child support.
I seen one dude that had 3 child support payments come out of his check because he had 3 different baby mamas.
Nothing. I literally set up a dude's check with 7 different child support payments.
Like
He
how
doesn't
much?
even get a check.
He doesn't. Even, that's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
Well,
like
they-
that whole check.
So you can because they can only take a max of like 65%. So they like basically take 65% of his pay, and
Divide it between the 7 baby mamas.
well,
Ooh.
depending on the state. So like some states, yes, they'll divide it equally. Other states, they'll be all like first come, first serve.
Jeez.
So then like,
So what is Florida?
I think Florida is a first come, first serve.
All right, so the first baby mama get the most money,
with
and
the
then the
most
rest
money,
of them
and
get the fucking
Jeez.
Right.
drizzle.
Yeah.
Like who? Which one of
So
y'all
like
want?
after the third one, no one's getting cash anyway. So,
Kind of like the IRS.
right.
It's funny though, right? Because you could sit there and file taxes, and you only go get credit for the first 2 kids,
Yes.
right? And then after that, they're like no more. But then when they want child support, they want you to pay for all 7.
All 7.
Like why can't I pay for the first 2 and just say chuck that out? Wait, charge it to the game, right? That's
Yeah.
what you said.
Charge it to the
So they charge
game.
the game, man. Jeez, man.
Hey, man, like
Crazy.
that's how it is, right?
Listen, that's 18 years, and I'm
Eight-
taking
Whoa.
55% of.
55% of your check over 18 years.
I'm
How
good.
much is that?
I knew a dude who could not afford to feed himself after child support, and he worked the same job I had, and I was living good.
But the crazy thing is, most of the time, a woman will tell you, just take care of your responsibilities. I won't have to put you on child support. We just stubborn as men, and we just allow ourselves to go on child support. Boy.
Plus, the system's rigged in
It
women's
is.
favor.
Yeah,
It is
but
for-
how does that work though? Like when you say like, oh, just take care of the kid. Like
you
how,
actually have to provide proof that
Yeah,
you
but-
financially provide.
yeah,
for
but
the
at
guy.
the same point, like how often can you trust somebody?
well,
Like,
you had
we-
a kid with
you
this
had a crush
person.
with the person.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
Like, I hope you have
like,
some
all right,
level of
so
trust.
so on a level, so say you take 100% of the kids in the world, right?
Yep.
How many of them were conceived on one night stands or way too early in a relationship to where the point, you know, remember what they used to call us like back in the day? Like you was a bastard if your parents had a kid with you out of wedlock.
Yeah.
So what proportion do you think of new babies now are bastards? More than 50% or less than 50%?
Could be more.
I would think more than
I
50%
think more.
of people are bastards nowadays just because of topics.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, right? The majority of chicks, right, that you've been with, right, and you sit there and say, I've done it without protection. How many of them you've been married to?
None.
Exactly, right? How many of them have told you they're on the pill and you said okay, but you don't know if they're lying or not?
I think there's only one chick that I've ever thought was actually lying about that.
Yeah. So there you go. Like there's a proportion of people like you're not doing something, according to quote unquote Bible standards. Getting
Listen,
married.
I'm also not out here selling people like the Bible says. So
the Bible talks about selling people.
Yeah, you're allowed to have slaves in the Bible.
That's the Old Testament. Is that the New Testament though?
No.
That's the Old Testament.
The Old Testament, man.
I'm also allowed to have multiple wives.
Says who?
Isn't that in there too?
No, I think you're reading the Quran or something. Like I don't think you're reading the fucking Bible.
Oh.
This motherfucker out here. Like, you can't even get one wife. You try to get. I got multiple wives, but I can't even figure out one yet. So, you holding the card up? You ready to pay?
It happened like 3 times.
Yeah.
My man said he's like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So y'all got
That's
anything
up.
else? This episode 10.
No, I ain't got nothing else for now.
Like I love how the music's in the background, but you can't really hear it.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to say this to the listeners. I think we're going to dedicate every 10th episode to doing it somewhere live.
Yeah.
Right? So, we're episode 10 now. Next episode 20. If we could commit, to doing something live, we do something live at a bar. And that, we can have an audience. It's not a lot, but it's an audience.
Yeah.
And then, maybe it goes on from there. Because we do have some hard listeners, and we don't. Like I know there's somebody in Ohio that's bumping us heavy.
Yeah.
I know there's somebody in France bumping us heavy. Please, my France person, hit me up anywhere. 2dabcrew.com.
Say something in French.
I don't speak French.
Oui.
How you say?
Look, I don't know how you say shit in France, but they listening to us every week. And I just want to I want to know who it is, so I could give you some. So I really want to thank you, because every time I release a podcast, France is one of the first ones to listen to it. The
Dope.
same dude, right, hitting it every time.
Dope.
So
It
if
could
you,
be a lady.
it could be a lady, it could be a dude, it could be a he, she. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you jam into the podcast, I appreciate you. I mean, I speak for all of us, so I said we appreciate you for jamming to the podcast. And I want to appreciate you by doing that. So if you jam into us, thank you. Again, Ohio, Atlanta. Shout out to Chain Link Media. Shout out to Elite Photos, South Beach Beard. All them the different conglomerates like we fuck with. So follow the Patreon for the exclusives. If you got a topic for the podcast, Patreon, right? You got a topic for the podcast, Instagram. You got a topic for the podcast, the website, 2dabcrew.com, right? Hit us up. There's a comment section on 2dabcrew.com. You could DM me on Instagram at BP_2dab, or you could go on to Patreon and message us directly, but you got to have a paid account. We'll put your topic online. So, like, there's no problem doing that. I'm sorry, this Grey Goose and Red Bull got me going. But again, it's only gonna grow. So shit. If you're not following us already, follow us at BP_2dab. Again, 2dabcrew.com for the latest episodes, posts, stuff like that. Merchandise is here. I got hats. I got shirts. We're going to have more merchandise coming pretty soon. But you just got to follow. Yeah. So, with that, it takes a little bit of effort. So anybody got anything for the listeners? Y'all want to tell the listeners go fuck off?
No, thank you for supporting and rocking with us and
Appreciate
putting up with our shenanigans.
Yep.
Anything, Andre?
No.
Are you still drunk?
Yeah, I'm still hungover.
Still hungover from yesterday, but hungover, we still bringing y'all a podcast. So we do appreciate, again, all the love, all the support. I was happy to get some topics for today's podcast that people hit us up. It was like, yo, y'all should talk about this. Then it was like, you should talk about this, but it's like, we already talked about it. So you could tell, like, not everybody listens to every podcast. Fuck you. I mean that from the kindness of my heart. Thank you for everybody who supports. And if we got anything else, I'll make you with a peace.
Peace.